All right, we're here with head track and field cross country coach Zach Emerson. And Coach, thanks for coming to talk to us here on Media Monday. First off, just ask you, how's the team looking? What's some expectations here to start off the year?
Yeah, well, we've been going for about 2 weeks now. We got our first meet this weekend, and we're excited to kind of see where we're at. We're still very much a young group. It's kind of hard to still consider ourselves that. We've been working with the same core for now going on 3 years, but on the men's side, we only have one senior on the team. The women, obviously we returned everybody, and the majority of them are still sophomores and juniors. So, I think the expectations are a lot higher for this season for both teams, and that comes from them. Our men's program had a very successful year last year. Our women's program, when healthy, proved that they could do some pretty special things at the NE10 level, but there was some depth missing, certainly in the first 2 years of the women's program, where I think the freshmen that have come in on the women's side have just been phenomenal and been kind of the spark we've been missing for the past 2 years, and so we got depth on the women's side that we've never had. And so everybody's excited to kind of see where that lines us up. We think on the men's side we're going to be as competitive, if not more, than last year. Where we competed for a regional and conference title realistically, and we think that's the goal for this year. On the women's side, we think with the depth that we have, and if we can keep our front runners healthy, we can leapfrog almost half the conference in one swoop. So it's exciting, yeah. We just can't wait to get started this weekend.
Exactly, and so you have your first meet this weekend, and plenty of home meets for you guys. You have 3 here, and then including the regional as well. Running here at Franklin Pierce, what kind of a advantage, and how much effect does that have on the runners? When they're in the race, knowing that they're performing at home.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I'm kind of an ambitious coach where I would much rather have host a meet than travel to a meet. And the schedule kind of proves that. I think we have 4 basically home meets. Our course is very challenging. Could be one of the toughest in the Northeast, if not beyond. The Northeast is known for tough courses to begin with. So, it's a very hilly, technically demanding course. We've done a lot of work to it to make sure that the footing is considerably better than last year, but it's a place that we train on at least 3 or 4 days a week. We have a gorgeous campus here, but it's partly gorgeous because of the hills. So it's a very challenging course for people who haven't either raced it before or ignore hills in their training. And so we find that as an advantage. We kind of rally around it. Our big hill on our course that the women have to run up twice and the men have to run up 3 times on the championship course is called Executioner Hill. And they call that literally because they think that when I'm setting them up there, it's as if they're being sent off to the gallows. So that is an advantage for us. But at the same time, it's a course that everybody has to run, that it will kick everybody's butt. Ours included, and we know that. So it's humbling. But it makes it a lot more comfortable for us to plan our season around. Knowing that we don't have to travel that weekend, knowing that they can sleep in their own beds the night before, knowing that they can stay in a certain routine, it makes it, just feel like we have a slight advantage, even if we do or don't. Just mentally, the kids feel a lot more comfortable. So we're excited about that. The regional championships are going to be hosted at Nashua South High School, which was it's the state championship course for high school kids here in New Hampshire. That's still very much in the works, and I'm relying a lot on my assistant coaches, and also we put in a co-bid with Merrimack College, and their coaches have been fantastic as far as really trying to bring that event to top quality that the Division II East used to having. So I'm thankful that it's still over 10 weeks away, because we probably need it every week to make sure that we host NE10s here first, And so that kind of gets the focus, and then any NCAAs after that. So it's going to be a quick turnaround. But I guess I like being young and ambitious and biting off a lot more than I can chew. And four home meets certainly will be a test for our program to support. But we're all looking forward to it.
And you touched on training, and that's one thing really in cross country that is important. I mean, it's important in every sport, but it might be something that a lot of people might not understand. So kind of take us through the training, especially the week leading up to a meet. What do you look for as a coach?
Yeah, well, we basically break down the season into 3 different phases. Where we're currently in phase 1, which is we don't particularly put a lot of emphasis on the meets. A lot of it, as far as performance-wise, is staying healthy and building up your fitness to where you can have a higher workload of quality in phase 2, which really comes around in about October. And so it's basically a lot more easy running than maybe later in the season. Because if you try to do too much too soon, you will get hurt. If you didn't do your summer training correctly, you will get hurt. The body's an amazing thing, but it will not let you train incorrectly. It will break. And so that's usually what phase 1 is. It's breaking and finding out who did the work and who didn't. And as soon as I'm confident in shifting those gears to phase 2, that's when we start doing a lot faster workouts, and we keep the workload just as high, but we start putting a little bit more emphasis on performing on race day. And so the intensity kicks up a bit, and then towards phase 3, that's when you start knocking down the workload. We want you to feel fresh and kind of celebrate the work that you've done for a good 2.5 months, and then let the chips fall where they may. But so it involves a lot of running. I think freshmen are always surprised that to get good at running you have to run more. And I think it's kind of intuitive, but that's kind of a rough transition for freshmen when they realize how much more running that they will have to do to get better at running. And so that's kind of the phase that we're currently in now, where every day we want to keep them healthy and just increase that workload capacity.
All right, and lastly, just to end off the interview, we just asked our rowing coach, as well as along with our game day staff, and one of the things we did in our first staff meeting was shared something that is outrageously dumb about yourself. We had somebody share that they had abundance of knowledge about Friends, and some other people quote movies, things like that all the time. So just for the public.
Well, I guess one thing that I've become a diehard Liverpool Football Club fan. And by diehard, I mean I've followed them for about 6 weeks now. Our men's team, for some reason, they just would kill each other every day over English Premier League football. And they harassed me about how I need to get a team, and even to the point where parents were bugging me about, you don't have a team? Like, I didn't even know what the heck they were even talking about. And so now I studied, and I chose Liverpool in my fantasy, in my head draft. And so, the kids now pick on me because they told me I need to pick a team. I picked a team, and now they're picking on me for picking a team. They've made a bet with me that I have to wear a Liverpool scarf every game day for the rest of the season to prove my fanhood, I guess. And so, the first 2 games I did, and we'll see, because there's going to be some meet days where I'm now going to have to wear a Liverpool scarf. And so, we'll see how that goes. But, so that's something, I guess, to look forward to.
Yeah, hey, give them a shout out if you see them on the day of the meet. Give them a high five, something, and make the compliment.
It'll be a nice scarf. Yeah, it'll be a nice scarf.
Exactly. Coach Zach Emerson, thanks for coming.
Yeah, no problem.